I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
I meant to start this live stream late last night. Now it's 4 o'clock, right? It's 4 in the morning, right? So I've been up all night combing through the internet, and let me say a shout out to V-Dub. V-Dub, I apologize to V-Dub because V-Dub was waiting for me at 2:11 a.m. because it says on the time step on the screen yards here, and then Queen Sunkist just came in here a minute ago, said you have the same question. Yes, I have the same question. I have where is the ceasefire agreement? So I'm combing through the internet. I postponed this live stream for about 8 hours, almost, combing through the internet, trying to find out. I went to the Iranian website. The Iranians, they're being hostile. If you go over there to their government websites and to their Twitter account, you go to the Iranians' Twitter account, they're still being bellicose and hostile. Then I went to the White House. I went to the White House website. You ain't finding nothing there. Then I just decided to go to the Israeli government website. Oh, well, I'll be damned. Nothing there. Then I went to the Miller Presidential Center, which has all of the president's every president's executive order. That website, the Miller Presidential Center website, that's a perfect one of the best websites to look up every presidential paper, proclamations, orders, all of that. You can go on that website. It's called the Miller Presidential Center. That's a place to go. So I'm looking up, and they are very good at recording and documenting executive orders, all that. So you go on that website, they'll put up there like within the next 6 hours. It's not even over there either. All right. I've been to the United Nations website. I went to the British government, because usually they'll follow what we'll say and then they back it up, right? So I went to almost for hours tediously online, taking bathroom breaks. My face is in the computer screen trying to find where is the damn ceasefire agreement. Now, 3 hours ago, I received news that Israel finally accepted the terms, right? And then so since Israel just announced that they accepted the terms, and this is about 3 hours ago or so, I'm sitting here thinking, how come y'all didn't put it up? Y'all should have put it up yourself. If you agree to the terms, where is it on your website? Everybody else talk about the the deal. Where is the deal? It's public information. This tells me, right, there is no deal. I ain't no sheep. Okay? I ain't no sheep. And shout out to Thai City Uncut Underground the live stream he did earlier last night. He's talking about some of you sheep. A lot of y'all are sheep. A lot of y'all are sheep. Y'all just believe in any damn thing. Where is the ceasefire agreement? If the United States is a founding member of the United Nations, and Iran itself is also the founding member of the United Nations. Granted, both those countries are the founding members of the United Nations, believe it or not. But in accordance of the United Nations, all international agreements must be recorded. Whether it has nothing to do with the United Nations or not, the United Nations must be in the final, for international law purposes, they gets any international treaty, international agreement, any international goes to the United Nations. Any bilateral agreement go to the United Nations. So where is it in the United Nations website? Don't see it. I went high and low. I think the only place I didn't went to is WikiLeaks at this point. I didn't went with the WikiLeaks right at this point. I went to everywhere else except for WikiLeaks. Where is the ceasefire agreement? Well, Queen, according to I forgot I forgot which newspaper in Israel that said they agreed to the terms. So I gotta find. Even they're not even saying anything, and I'm just sitting here just frustrated. And the thing is, you got two people who are sheep online. Oh, Donald Trump did the right thing. Y'all know what See, I'm gonna tell you about there's a term called the ugly American. I want y'all to look up that term called the ugly American. The ugly American is a term when an American, because how we act to like the rest of the world, we so aloof about the rest of the world that we don't understand. We rather view everything from the lens of the Anglo-Saxon way of view, rather than looking at from it, instead of having an open mind about what's reoccurring. You know, America does not have an open mind about what's going on outside of its borders. We just said we don't care, and then everybody else, if you go to a BBC or the Canadian news, the French news, German news, they're talking about everybody else, including themselves. So you can give a good picture or a good idea of what's going on. Americans don't do that. That's why we got the CNN, Fox, MSNBC doing the same old read 4 stories on a daily basis. And those 4 or 5 stories they do on a daily basis is a rehash. And they're just copying off of each other. That's all they're doing. But anyway, I digress, right? I digress. So somebody said, well, Iran deserved to be bombed because they called for the death of America. Yes. And just because Iran said death to Israel and death to America, does that mean we should bomb them? Because how many other countries around the planet said death to America all the time? You see, thank God for the internet, y'all. Thank God for the internet, because I'd rather show you than tell you. I'm going to show you than sit here and tell you. Now, what I'm going to do, we're going to go to the BBC. Okay? We're going to go to the BBC here, and let me drop this. Let me drop this, because we're gonna read something by the same person that we said the same person that Trump said he was going to assassinate, that he vetoed the assassination of. Well, let me go ahead and give you something so y'all can think for a minute. I want y'all to go back 20 years ago, 25, 24 years ago, right? And let me try to make this a little bit larger for you. So I'm going to read this for you, right? This happened on Monday, September the 17th, 2021. Where was Big J at? Oh, I was in college. That's right. I was in college during this time period. But anyway, let's go ahead and read this. Iran condemns attacks on the United States by Jim Murr in Tehran. The same guy that y'all said, because he said death to America, here's what the Iranian leader actually said when the Twin Towers was knocked down. The Iranian leaders, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has strongly condemned the suicide terrorist attacks in New York and Washington. But he warned against launching of a war against Afghanistan, saying if the Americans send in their troops, they would only face more problems. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. He's kind of right now. I mean, he's right. Yeah. Okay, now, Queen, let me digress right back to Queen's point, right? let me go back to Queen's point. Queen, how many countries said death to America, and we ain't saying shit? We ain't doing shit to them. Oh, there's one 90 miles from Florida. I think that country called Cuba, right? They say death to America all the time. We ain't bombing them. There's death to America in North Korea. You don't see us bombing them, do we? Well, we ain't bombed them since 1953, but still. We ain't bombed them, in the last 60 years at least. Vietnam says death to America. Guess what? They're one of our biggest trading partners. Death to America in Burma. Do you see American tanks going to Burma? No. Do you see death to America in some parts of Africa? We don't see no American troops destroying South Africa or Zimbabwe. We hear death to America in Russia. We don't see us going to Russia, or we don't see us say death to America in Bahrain. We don't see us sending troops to Bahrain. Or no, not Bahrain. What's that? What's not Bahrain? But Belarus, I'm talking about. I'm sorry, wrong country name. But Belarus, and Belarus is right by Russia. Venezuela always been saying death to America. Are we bombing Venezuela? See, we gotta stop this. See, a lot of people on here are sheep. A lot of people on here are sheep, and I'm getting really tired of the sheep talking and getting massive. You know what? I'll talk about that later on. I gotta go off on that because that really got on my nerves. But here's the thing. I'm gonna continue reading the Iranian leader during 9/11. Ayatollah Khomeini's word has been eagerly awaited here. He has the final say of all important matters. The line he has taken now will determine Iran's policy in the critical days to come. He left no doubt about the strong condemnation of the outrages in New York, in Washington. The mass killings of human beings are catastrophic acts which are condemned. He said whatever they may happen and whoever the perpetrators and the victims may be. But he warned strongly against a large-scale military assault in Afghanistan. And let me say this right now before these people who back Trump, it was the Iranian, excuse me. It was the Iranians that told the Americans where Osama was at, was giving intelligence to the Americans via by Turkey. See, y'all don't want to talk about that. See, while everybody was on this shame, blame, explain the black man ain't shit, the black woman ain't shit, y'all don't talk about geopolitics. It shows how simple-minded a lot of you are. Who was giving the location of Osama to the United States? It wasn't the Israelis. It was the Iranians. Because the Iranians don't want Osama bin Laden around over there either, especially in Afghanistan. And because Iran is a Shiite Muslim country, and Osama bin Laden in the Al Qaeda at the time, and ISIS of today, are Sunni. See, but y'all don't want to see. Y'all don't want to go there with that. But let me just keep on reading this, right? Because I know I don't get no donations, but I'm here just to tell y'all. I'm here just to be a voice against ignorance that I see online. But anyway, the domino effect. If America wants to expand its power in the region by establishing a presence in Pakistan and sending troops into Afghanistan, he said it would have it would find that its problems would keep on multiplying. It was no, was it right? He asked that the long-suffering people of Afghanistan should subject yet again to the harsh blows of war, of the presence there of some individuals against whom there were yet unproven uh, accusations of involvement in the terrorist acts. Ayatollah Khomeini said that if the another catastrophe were now brought about in Afghanistan, Iran would condemn that too. The leader's remark made it clear there will be no Iranian support for a large-scale military venture in Afghanistan, and although there is no absolute love lost between the capital city, Tehran, and the Taliban, like I said earlier, right? The Iranian reformist president, Mohammad Khamenei, also warned against a rash and emotional response to the terrorist attacks. In a letter to the United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan, he said that Iran saw the UN as a most stable, suitable vehicle for combating, fundamentally eradicating the ugly phenomenon of terrorism. Despite its hostilities to the Taliban regime, Iran is clearly nervous about the prospect of American-led intervention on its eastern border. It is also concerned that such attack could lead to other huge wave of Afghan refugees making their way into Iran. Is already playing host well to over 2 million. Let me stop sharing that. He's, we just, listen, Queen. And this whole idea is, yeah, man, we have destroyed their capability of having a nuke. Okay. But I heard last week I was given a hint by a news story out of Pakistan and India. Pakistan said if Israel attacks Iran, we will give Iran a nuke, or we will nuke Israel for Iran. This is the stupidest decision. Iran is making a new bomb. Okay. And it's like what Tyre City said on his platform earlier tonight. Right? He said something about the fact that couldn't they just give the plutonium and uranium to be processed in Russia or in China and then come back with it? Or better yet, just like what America did, right? The British gave the Americans the Manhattan Project in the early 40s. In turn, we gave Britain some of our nukes, and in NATO, if you know how NATO works, the NATO alliance work, even though Germany and Finland and those low-lying countries like Belgium, they don't have nukes. There actually is against nukes, right? It's really against policy, government law to have nuclear weapons. But there's a thing called the Nuclear Shared Agreement within NATO, which means Germany, if the German chancellor wants to use a nuke, he can call Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam can deliver the nuclear bomb to them. Japan, also an anti-nuclear country, if they also is under the nuclear umbrella, which means the Japanese prime minister at any point can sit there and if North Korea or China acts a fucking fool, they can sit there and say, "Oh, well, can we borrow one of your nukes?" America can give them a nuke. So, what makes you think China or Russia or Pakistan and giving them one of their nukes? Have y'all ever thought about that shit? When y'all over here cheerleading, waving pom-poms for Donald Trump, y'all make the world a lot worse than what it is. Them making their own nukes, right? Which they haven't. But if they're making their own nukes, wouldn't that mean if they decide to use it, the whole world would there'll be a pariah around the world, even to their allies, if they decide to use a nuclear device. But bombing out their site, and then they're going to buy nuclear weapons or obtain nukes from other countries. Guess what? You can't go to Pakistan. You can't go to Russia. You can't go to North Korea. You can't go into China and stop them from delivering the nuke. Y'all got see a lot of y'all got to stop thinking that the world revolves itself around America. It doesn't. Y'all can sit and talk about America's the greatest country on the planet. Does that mean though the world revolves around you or how you fucking think? Now I'm looking for the text of the ceasefire agreement. Even the proposal, I don't see it. What's the proposal? I saw the get out of Iraq proposal. I saw the ending of the Afghanistan war proposal, and even the ceasefire that Trump did during his first term. My God, y'all, it's been less than 48 hours. It had been 72 hours at least. We still did not receive a ceasefire agreement. At least Woodrow Wilson during World War I put out the 14 points, and that was 2 years before World War II. No, I'm sorry, before World War I ended. Franklin D. Roosevelt and Churchill put out the Atlantic Charter in 1940. That was 5 years before the end of the Second World War. What are y'all talking about? Where are these proposals of peace plans and post-war ideas at? Even Adolf Hitler, little mustache man, wrote 2 books talking about if he would have won the war, what his proposals would be. One of them is called Mein Kampf, and there's another book called people call it the sequel to Mein Kampf, when he's talking about how he would deal with America should he won the war. I gotta find that book. I gotta find that book. Where's all these proposals at? Everybody else put out proposals out. Yeah. Little mustache man even put out 2 books. After I'm done with my war with with Great Britain, I'm gonna move on to Russia, and then I'm gonna make Russia this. I'm gonna slice up Russia with the Eastern Europeans and get rid of the Slavic people. We're going to divide up Russia with the Japanese. Me and the Italians, we're going to conquer Africa. Mustache Man put out a peace proposal, a victory proposal or a peace proposal, because he was trying to make peace with the British. If you ever watched that movie called The Darkest Hour, because I know some of y'all don't read. We know a lot of y'all on YouTube, y'all don't read at all. Y'all don't read. But if you watch that movie, The Darkest Hour, with what's that actor name who played Commissioner Gordon on Batman Begins, on the Dark Knight, Gary what's his name? Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman played Winston Churchill. The Nazis gave Churchill, okay, here is a peace deal. Accept it or not. Churchill said, fuck that. We're gonna stay fighting. So if they can put out proposals out the ass, where is Donald Trump's proposal between Iran and Israel? You can't sit there and say, "Oh man, everybody agreed to the peace plan," and people still launching missiles. They still launching missiles. What are you talking about? Well, like you got these. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna talk about white women who support Trump. I'm gonna bring up this little piece, this little movie. There's an end of a certain movie, and I hope let me try to find it real quick because I know it just came to my head. This is how I view white women who support Donald Trump, and I gotta bring up the footage, and let me try to find it. I gotta find it real quick. I gotta find it for you, so because it is an old movie, and this is how white women. Yeah, I'm about to go in. On this because I go around town and I see these white female Trump supporters. Y'all think that everything is on some. Ugh, I got. Oh man, don't get me, Big J. Don't get started. You know, I'm already got black women mad at me or questioning my ass. Anyway, ooh, I can't. How y'all look at the world? How many of y'all look at the world is very I gotta find that movie, y'all. I gotta find that clip. You know, hold on. Let me see if I got it. Let me see if I got it, because this whole they're fighting for us and you know these men are marching for us. No, they're not. No, the fuck they are not. What the hell, man? You talking about? This is about dominance. This is about men trying to dominate other men men for their selfish pride. That's all that is. That's all. That's all that is. This ain't about making world safe for democracy, making the world safe for for Christianity. All this is about is making the world safe because they want to be dominant. I'm watching John Hagee. Well, Matt Hagee too. John Hagee just did a sermon in San Antonio. Oh my God, Jesus is coming back. Pass the collection plate. Mog and Magog is happening. Oh Lord, I'm watching this all Sunday. I'm watching. Listen, I was watching that on Sunday morning. I knew John Hagee was about to pop off, bringing up, yeah, man, the tribulation. We're near the end, and the 1,000-year reign of Christ is coming. And he using Donald Trump's picture and he put the Iranian people's the Iranian leader up on one of his little slideshow, and people ate that up while he's over there warmongering, trying to trick God into coming back, trying to trick the Lord to come back for the second coming. Well, are you? And that's another question, Queen. Are you a pre-millennial or a post-millennial or a non-millennial when it comes to the end times prophecy? Some people are anti or non or pre or post. See, yeah. See, I'm not going to weeds about that. I'm not even going to argue that. I'm not going to go into that. But that's what, if you listen to what John Hagee trying to do, and those white evangelicals trying to do, I'm gonna tell you something. The white evangelicals are a threat to America and a threat to the world. They've been, but you know that's what the book said. Look, Queen, we Queen, we you might know that, I might know that, but they don't give a damn about that book. Only they're gonna use the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation to sit there and try to tell you must kiss Benjamin Netanyahu's ass. Why? Why should we kiss his ass? Oh, because he's the leader of Israel. Wait a minute. Benjamin Netanyahu is not in the book of Genesis where it says, bless those who bless you and bless those who bless Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu is not in the word is Israel. Ben Bagir name is not in the book of Genesis where it says, "Oh, we got to kiss Ben Jamir's ass because he's the head of the Israeli security force." Doesn't say that in the book of Genesis. When God's made that quote to Abraham. See, I know I'm about to be called anti-Semitic. I want y'all to know something. I did not mention anybody's. I ain't mentioned their religious heritage. No, I did not. I mentioned the country. Nobody's religion. So let's not say Big J was being anti-Semitic, because I ain't mentioned nobody's religion except for my own, which is Christian. The only religion I'm mentioning talking about is my own, which is Christian. I'm a Protestant Christian. All right. So let's not go there. That's the only one I'm actually attacking or going at. So you might call me a heretic. But anyway, let's keep moving though, right? And I lost my train of thought because I was gonna make a. I know I had to do these qualifiers. I had to step and do these qualifiers, but I lost my train of thought because I was going somewhere with it, and I lost my train of thought because I tried to do a disclaimers and qualifiers. So where was I going at? Where was I going at? Oh, there is no name of any of these Israeli leaders' names not in the book of Genesis either. So can we stop talking about those who bless those and those who curse those lines? Can we take that out the way, please? And if we're gonna talk about the word Israel in the context of what was said in the Old Testament, they're talking about the faith in the Lord. The church was also called Israel. If you go by the New Testament, the church was called Israel too. So therefore, they ain't talking about the country Israel. They're talking about the people who believe in Yah or the followers of Yah's son. That is the state of Israel, or that's Israel itself, not the nation. And speaking about that, right? I went back and looked at the term Greater Israel. I was going to do a live stream showing y'all the map of river to the sea. I want y'all. I'm going to do a video on that, right? So everybody can see, because don't act like the Palestinians was the only one saying river to the sea. Yes, the Palestinians was saying river to the sea in reference to the river Jordan and the Mediterranean Sea. But if you go to the Likud party, that's part of Netanyahu's clique. His people, the Likud faction, they also have the thing called from the river to the sea. The river that they are referring to, or that bitch Netanyahu himself and Ben Gurgir is referring to, is not Jordan. It's the Euphrates. Because if we go back to the time of David, if we go back to the time of Solomon, you would know that the river that Israel expanded its borders all the way into modern day Iraq. And that's where the Euphrates River is at. Now some people say, well, was it Euphrates or was it Tigris? Doesn't even matter. It's way the point I'm saying is way out there in Iraq. The fathers, no, the eastern part of Israel was part of the Tigris and Euphrates. That's if you read the Old Testament and you read David and Solomon's time as kings. So don't be fooled. See, y'all was gonna put that tagline "River to the Sea" on the Palestinians and make the Palestinians into terrorists. While at the same time, everybody ignoring what Nahu wanted. He wanted what the American evangelical community, not just Benjamin Netanyahu, but the people like uh, Mike Huckabee, John Hagee, Matt Hagee, those televangelists that you see every day on TBN, or Jimmy Swaggart. Oh, y'all pray for Jimmy Swaggart because he had a heart attack and he's on ICU. But anyway, Jimmy Swaggart is in the hospital bed in ICU. Anyway, I just watched that the other day. They want to expand the boundaries of Israel all the way into Iraq. Right. You can't rush God. That's blasphemy. And then they want to talk about you going to hell. But aren't you going to hell too? Because what you doing, you trying to rush God yourself. And I want you to understand something too. See, John Hagee had this thing called the blood moons. I want y'all to talk about this thing called the blood moons, right? Now, on Friday the 13th of June, what happened on that night was the strawberry moon. There was a strawberry moon. So don't act like it was planned out. Every time there's a strawberry moon or a red moon or a orange moon, every time they announce that, they always launch a war, or Israel or they launch a major military engagement every time when the moon turns a shade of red. They planned this out, and here comes John Hagee. Yeah, man. Here's my collection plate. And John Hagee be going between San Antonio and Washington D.C. all the time. San Antonio and Tel Aviv all the time. And none of y'all ain't sitting thinking, wait. They're trying to rush this. They're trying to rush the second coming. They're trying to rush God to come down here and do X, Y, and Z. I find that sickening that you got men who supposed to be of the cloth, who's willing to sacrifice lives just to prove a religious point, who'd rather see millions die. And these are the same people that come to you telling them, oh man, I'm pro-life. Oh yeah, I'm pro-life. I believe in a sanctity of life, while they want war. While they can ignore a bunch of Palestinian women. They will talk about women's rights and women need, we need to be pro-life because the babies need to be blah 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 blah. But they're the main ones back Israel shooting down Palestinian women while they're trying to obtain milk and food for their hungry babies. Ty City said something on his channel though a couple days ago. He said, "Man, they got to be stopped." And I'm gonna say this though, and that's why I said, listen, I cannot afford to be on the sidelines anymore. I cannot sit there in my home watching the world crashing around me, and all we talk about is the black man and the black woman ain't shit storyline. While the world is going around crashing it among us, and we're supporting dictators. And you are right. They don't give a damn about women at all. Whether she's white, black. See, I'm about to go here. Those white, they don't care about their own women. Much less you. Much less that black woman. Much like that the Hispanic woman. Much like the Arab woman who's in Gaza. Or the women in Persia. They don't give a why these women wearing burqas. Why you worrying about women wearing burqas when Donald Trump mistreat his wives and y'all ain't saying a word? Donald Trump had a quote unquote, you know what? Let me be quiet. His first lady is a, you know what? I'll be quiet. Who posed nude with another woman. I got to sip on this water. I got to shut up. I got to sip on this bottle of water here. But y'all worry about burqas. Women wearing them beekeeper outfits. Who gives a fuck? You give a damn what these women wear? But y'all over here trying to chastise these women wearing burqas, while at the same time understand you forgot about the history of Christianity because Mary wore a burqa. Deborah from the book of Judges wore a burqa. What are y'all talking about? Do y'all read that Bible that y'all claim y'all got, y'all claim that y'all read? Y'all claim that y'all profess. See, I ain't no church. No, listen. I am not the perfect Christian man. I'm not. I'm very flawed. I don't go to church. I have an anger problem. And I have a lust problem. Now my lust is kind of subsided. I try to work on the lust part. But that anger part still remain. The rage part. Well, I want to say it's rage because I don't do no outbursts like that, but it's still intense anger at some of you dumbass idiots. Hey, confessions. Listen. Confessions is good for the soul, isn't it? I'm telling it on myself, but these bitch ass niggas online won't tell them about themselves. I can get to tell you about myself. I know what my fucking problems are. I'm not ashamed to tell people what my damn problems are. Yes, I do got an anger problem. That's why I said rolling anger on the fucking video. I'm angry because there's a lot of unfairness. All right, there's a lot of unfairness. That's why I'm pissed off. All for a lot, and I see people getting away with shit. But that kind of recited when Reg. See, I got. Let me. Should I go there or not? My anger kind of recited when Reg the bad guy ended his channel. Okay, that kind of my anger and hate has recited. All right. When Brownsville came over here and acted, and when Brownsville came over my channel and actually acted a fucking fool, I'm no longer angry because he proved what I've been saying all along. I ain't pissed off no more at him. All that did is prove my point about him. And maybe that's God's way telling me, man, bruh, you might wanna chill out. I got this. Yeah, that's probably God's way telling me, I got this. You don't have to, uh, chill out. Just chill out. You don't be mad all the time. You just, you know, just chill out. The only thing I'm waiting for is the destruction of Anger Man. That's all I want. I want to see Anger Man go down. If Anger Man goes down, shit, I'm good. I'm good. If Anger Man goes down, I'm good. You know. Seeing Warren, the Nene getting divorced, and they eating themselves. That I should have took. I should have. And when that was going on, and when Reds was going on, and with Brownsville and Sherrod, I should have just hang back. No. Yeah, but I have an anger problem. I want to see punishment when somebody offended me, or if somebody offended somebody who I care about. I want to see justice done that day. I'm kind of impatient. If somebody done me wrong, or done somebody who I deeply care about wrong, I want to see that punishment dealt with quick, severity. But yeah, but oh well, that probably blocked my own blessings too, though. But like I said, if I see Anger Man or bitch ass AJ Seen Red go down, those are the only two I want to see go. Then I'll be set. I'll be satisfied. And I move on with life. Shit. But oh oh oh, and thank you, Google. I want to thank Google for opening up my case. What I told y'all, I forgot to reply to the email. Thank you, Google, because I told y'all fucked me up for to monetize my channel. Now I'm gonna have to sit there and redo. Y'all closed down the remonetization, the appeal a day early. That really pissed me off. Do I have a list? Yes. But the main two is Anger Man and AJ. Anger Man and AJ. I do have a list though. There are some others. There are some others. But they're not even worth the time. Anger Man pulled a gun out on me. For Anger Man and AJ Seen Red, it's personal with those two. It's personal. So, but anyway, I do have a list. But anyway. So now I went down the rabbit hole of me confessing my hatred, confessing my rage, or no, I'm sorry, confessing wrath. The 7 day is two of the seven deadly sins: wrath and lust. That lust part kind of, I really don't care about lust right now. I ain't trying to fuck. I'm not even trying to do any of that. So I don't, so you women who try to manipulate me, baby, that's not happening. I'm gonna tell some of you women who's trying to talk to me, I'm not interested right now. Y'all just need to, if y'all really want to get close to me, you better do something for me quick. And putting your titties in my face is not moving me not one damn bit. All I'm gonna say is, hey, yeah, you got some nice cans, but I'm not in interested. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not really. I'm not moved like that. So. So yeah, but where was I at? This is supposed to be a political one, and it can turn out to be a confessional one. I didn't. I wasn't planning on doing this. Wasn't planning on talking about about put out my sins out there. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. I'm gonna try to comb through the internet again and try to find the text to the ceasefire, and yeah, we were talking about how Trump and Netanyahu, no, his new name is Yahoo. Ain't Netanyahu, he's Yahoo. Trying to run a play, yeah. That all that is a play, right? And they're willing to risk a third world war to run a fucking play for a domestic for domestic politics. They're rather to risk war for domestic politics. Well, for Yahoo, it's illegal. Yahoo is trying to get out of prison, trying to stay out of prison. The Iranian website won't come up. Well, go to their Twitter. Go on Twitter and look up the Iranian foreign office. The Iranian foreign office on Twitter. He posts shit all the time. Or go to the Iranian UN ambassador's office, or because they also post things too. So yeah. Hold on, she said I've been on their Twitter. They ain't saying anything in 8 hours. Oh, okay. Yeah. The silence is scary though. The silent part is scary. They ain't saying a word. See, I'm gonna say something too. America been here for what? 200 years, right? 250 years, right? Or better yet, America been here since 500 years. Americans been here for 500 years. So give or take, right? Iran been around for what? 5,000. China been around since 3,000. Japanese been around for 2,000 years. Who are we supposed to tell them what to do? I mean, yes. They may have lost wars and shit, right? But who is we to go around there and mistreat their civilization when their civilization been around 5 times greater than America? The arrogance part. The arrogance side of things. And I wish I got that clip from that movie about those white women hugging their babies as the soldiers are going off to fight the Indians. It was a John Wayne movie. It was called Fort Apache. I'm gonna try to find that part. Oh, here it is. Here it is. But this is in Spanish, right? It's in Spanish. You know, right here's a Spanish dub, but I cannot play the American dub because it's the original American, because I don't want to get copyrighted, right? This is how though I view how I see how I view white female Trump supporters. Let me go ahead and show you. Let me show you this real quick because I found it. Because they thinking, oh, it's about them. No, they want to dominate other people. Your men want to dominate other people. Let's stop it. And no, I'm not trying to play no race shit. I'm being obvious, you know.
Sus banderas y cargando al frente de sus hombres.
Exactamente, así es.
Ya se ha convertido en leyenda. Es el héroe de los escolares norteamericanos.
No, hold on. We can go over here. We can go over here. No, we can go over here.
Sentir orgulloso.
El regimiento está formado, señor.
Gracias, sargento mayor. Hemos de marchar, caballeros. ¿Quieren hacer alguna pregunta más?
Nada más, muchas gracias.
Señores, les presento a mi ayudante, el teniente O'Rourke, que les atenderá a ustedes. La señora del teniente Michael O'Rourke, hija del coronel Tardy.
Tanto gusto.
Y la viuda de O'Rourke.
Encantado.
¿Qué tal? Y este es Michael Tardy y York O'Rourke.
Yeah. You're going out to march those troops to fight the Indians, right? These women thinking, oh, y'all fight for our honor. That's Trump's America.
El recluta más joven de todo el regimiento, ¿no es verdad? ¿Vas?
I guess some of y'all don't. I guess some of y'all don't understand what I'm trying to say with the footage, right? I guess y'all don't understand the point I'm trying to make with this footage.
¡En marcha!
Right. That's how I view you female white Trump supporters. Y'all, oh my God, Donald Trump. Oh, Vance. That's how I view y'all. This scene in this movie, that's how I view y'all. Every time when y'all see y'all, when I hear y'all in town, because I see y'all in town, waving them Trump flag, wearing that great Make America Great hat. I see you at these two white women. Oh yeah. When y'all are just a fucking ass. I got this movie on DVD. You over there laughing, huh, Queen? You over there laughing. Tell me, does this scene remind you of the white female Trump supporter? They're always wearing their hat on and thinking though this white man is fighting for them. While he's singing songs about her, but he's about to massacre some other woman and her kids and her man. They ain't thinking like that. Hello, world. Oh, oh, oh. George, you're right. You're right about John Wayne, though. You're right about John Wayne. John Wayne did not want to fight in World War II. If you knew about the actors in World War II, Charles Bronson fought in World War II. Henry Fonda fought in World War II. What's his name? I'm trying them old actors in back in the day. You know, Jim racist ass Jimmy Stewart with his racist ass fought in World War II. John Wayne, I'm staying home. Ollie Murphy fought in World War II. This image is how I view the white female Trump supporter. Just blissfully, just full of ignorance, like that, full of ignorant bliss. Thinking though they're here to save the day. They thinking that John Wayne is jumping on that horse and riding up to the sunset to save the day. No, they're not saving the day. They're to massacre somebody. Vinnie Van Cleef, yes. Vinnie Van Cleef was a World War II vet. Christopher Lee who played Dracula, or no, Christopher Lee who played what's his name on Star Wars. Y'all might remember him on Star Wars and on Harry Potter. That was a World War II vet. Lee Van Cleef hated John. Yeah, a lot of people hated John Wayne. A lot of people hated John Wayne. Marlon Brando hated John Wayne. Clint Eastwood hated John Wayne. Everybody hated John Wayne. John Wayne was an asshole in real life. And I remember that time everybody was talking about when Will Smith slapped what's his name Chris Rock. That was not the first time there was violence at the Academy Award. Me and Pure Butterfly Spirit was talking about when John Wayne was trying to beat up what's the name at that Academy Award back in the 70s. I gotta bring that old video back up because I do have the footage of that because he want to beat her ass. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart was an ass. He was a racist. I'm talking racist to the point where, man, don't get me started. Well, I like Jimmy Stewart. Listen, me and my mother watching Jimmy Stewart was a Wonderful Life. Man, I can't watch A Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart was a racist ass motherfucker. If you actually read his biographies and shit, this motherfucker's yo. You don't know how. Whew. No, the only ones who was worth it there was Lee Van Cleef back then, Marlon Brando, Richard Ridden marking them, Charleston Heston. That was part of the civil rights movement and shit. Hell, Marilyn Monroe was part of the civil rights movement, or well, in the Hollywood spaces. See, do not get me started about the history of old Hollywood, because man, what's his name? The old guy when MOK got shot, he got drunk celebrating. What's his name? I forgot that actor's name. When MOK got shot and killed, they said he was on the movie set, and they had to stop him because he was dancing. He was dancing in joy. I forgot his name. Brandon. I forgot he always played like the sidekick of John Wayne. They said they had to stop him. Shit. Don't get me started on that shit. Don't get me started on that. Yeah. Anyway, I got that's all I gotta say for this live stream. But like I said, with that image, every time I hear a white woman who is MAGA talking, this is the image I see, that comes to my head. That's the image that comes to my fucking head every time I hear them talk. Make America great again. That image of Shirley Temple holding that baby, and that's Shirley Temple. You dance with it with Bojangles at the stairway. Shirley Temple holding that baby with the old white one right there. That is how I view female MAGAs. It always comes. That image is always in my head. But anyway, I said enough, y'all. I said enough, y'all. You know, I'm talking some crazy shit. Some of y'all who are just listening saying, man, Big J's on some crazy ass shit this morning. He's on some crazy shit this morning. Yes, I am. Yeah. I went off on a tangent, y'all. I went up on a tangent, and like I said, I can't, because of what happened Saturday or that Friday. I can't stand on the sidelines no more. I'm sorry. I can't stand on the sidelines. We can't be having these arguments about the black man, the black woman, yeah, dang shit, and SBE. No, hold on. This gonna put SBE on a whole different level, because you niggas who voted for Trump and Anger Man, I see you, bitch ass Anger Man. You SEB to World War III. You know what? That might be another a title for another video. SBE to World War III. SBE to World War III. Hot damn. Anyway, y'all be easy, and I'm out. Peace.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.